Hello, I'm Armando Chacon, and you're watching IT with AC. A couple of weeks ago, I did a quick video to go over how to best set up your Zoom preferences to make sure that your collaboration experience fits your needs. Today, I'm going to go over the same, but this time with WebEx. So what we have right here is what you would see when you first log into WebEx. This is what Classic View looks like. This front page right here, this is your home page. Classic shows in along here, you've got all your tabs that you would go to when you're setting these up. Primarily, WebEx Event, WebEx Support, and Training are not going to be covered on this call. So if you wanted to have a conversation about those, we can talk about that later. We're going to jump to WebEx Meeting. WebEx Meeting. In this section right here, you can see that this is your menu. This is going to be standard throughout the rest of this show. You could, new user, it gives you a URL so you can go out and get information, go help. You can attend a meeting. If you do that, you get a pop-up right here that you would enter your code and then you would just launch or you hit join. My personal room, your home page, it's going to look the same in home, it's going to look the same on WebEx meetings, and it's going to look the same at my WebEx. Schedule a meeting. Here you would put in a meeting topic, whatever you want. You could accept the password that's here, or you can put in your own. After you do that, you change the time when you want it, and then you invite people. Let's say you wanted to meet now. Meet now goes right into your, it launches your conferencing. You'll see that how I've set mine up is I mute and I turn off my camera every time. That way, it's not until I'm in the meeting that I take myself off mute, or that I'm in the meeting that I bring my camera up. Okay. You can also have the choice to change your how you're talking. If you're using this, I'm going through the computer. You can see here. You have to do that. You can also change test the audio on that, just so when you're in it. Okay. If you close that out. So I'm going to go to my WebEx meetings. Right. This is basically your calendar. That's what you're looking at there. Next, you're going to go to my recordings. This is what you see here. Go to setup and we go to WebEx meeting and you click setup. All this is doing is setting up your system with some of the credentials that you had. So it's pretty much done once you get that far. Preferences is really, this is the exact same that we saw earlier, like in the modern version, where we had general, personal, audio, scheduling, and recording. Okay, so we're going to go back to this. We're starting with general. Here's your time zone. The only difference here is in this particular one, it calls out what you're going to see when you open these tabs. So I had said earlier, home, WebEx meeting, and WebEx or my WebEx have personal rooms. These all have the same. This is where you would change that. I don't change that. I leave that as it is. Meet now. When I hit that meet now and it launched WebEx, this is what it launched. Here's my standard. I keep this clicked because I use the standard, but if you wanted to set your own information up right here, after you chose whether you were doing a WebEx meeting pro, training, or support, like I said, most of you are not going to have the training and support, so we'll just keep it on meeting. So I click this, give myself an option if I want to change the name here, there, password, get your password. Again, I keep mine standard, so I leave it here. I don't change that. This is another WebEx right here, just saying I'm using audio. Okay, same thing. I've already said I have a beep when people come in. Audio setup. This I wouldn't worry about right now unless you're using WebEx meetings or you're using training. This down here, this is when you're going to have the system call you, so you'd put your DID in there and have it call you. I don't have it call me. I'm always using my app or I'm using my desktop. But you would have your DID in that first one, do your cell phone in here. Okay, if you're going to do that, you want to make sure you add a PIN. Adding a PIN is very important. The PIN allows you to be a host when you are going back into the conference. Personal conferencing, I'd leave this alone, or you generate an account, check with your administrator. Video system, this is where you would add the name, what people call the room or the conferencing area, and this is where you add the information so somebody could access it. Back to personal room, we get this. Right here is your personal room. Again, this is where your corporate information would be. This is where you would put your host. Here, Like before, you have the choice to lock your room. I don't lock my room, so that's up to you if you want to do that. I do have it notify me when somebody's in the lobby because I place everyone in the lobby. And as far as letting other people host, I leave this so that I can choose and set somebody as host. You can click this to no, and you won't have an option, or you can click and have it so that anyone in your organization can use it. Scheduling templates, I'm gonna skip scheduling templates. I'm gonna jump over to my WebEx. Just like I said before, this is your first screen. This screen is your personal room screen. Same thing here, down this side is your WebEx meetings. Back to your personal room. We've already seen the recordings. I don't use the contacts, but they're here. I use Microsoft, so I use my Outlook for all that. My profile, you can set this pick, change this pick. Your password would be here. I blocked mine out. The next one. So this preference one, this looks exactly like the one when we were looking at the WebEx meetings, right? So when we go to here, back to that, same information. So we'll just come back to my WebEx. This is what you're seeing. All of these will have the menu on the side, and then you can access it here. Okay, so we just go back to WebEx, and this is it. So hopefully you got a lot out of this. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot me a note, send me an email, or make a comment.